Hey everybody, my name is Alex Justice and this is the Captain's Channel. I'm a teacher, musician, and simply an enthusiast when it comes to anything related to gaming, collectibles, books, and world events. This video is going to be an intro for those of you who are interested in any or all of these topics. We're also going to be covering my new PC build, which is going to get us into doing the gaming stuff on this channel. And so I've actually ordered all the parts and the first one came in today and we're also going to cover that. So I think we've all waited long enough, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so once again, my name is Alex Justice. So the first thing I want to go over right now is just the gaming aspect of this channel. So we're going to be getting into some kind of specific games as we move forward. The first being NCAA Football 2014. It is by far one of my favorite games is the NCAA Football game series. Unfortunately, it was discontinued after this one, so this is the last one in the series due to some legal things revolving, player compensation in college. But actually, they're coming out with a new one next year, so I'm actually very excited about that. But we're actually going to start in this game with with a school in the game that is really, really bad, has really low ratings, and we're going to try to turn them into a juggernaut. And so that's going to be kind of the journey of taking that team and turning them into something actually that can win national titles, is ranked in the top 25 consistently, and all of that. And that's going to take some time. So I'm super excited about going on that journey with all of you guys. At some point, we may even play a game called NCAA Football 2004, which is another game in the series, much older. It's on GameCube. This was the first game that I ever played on a gaming system, which again is another reason it's just very nostalgic for me. The other thing that I might end up doing, because I'm a teacher and I have some students who at the both middle school and high school level who both asked me to play Minecraft, which I've never done. And so I'm very interested in trying that out and seeing how much I like it, and trying to see if to satisfy them, to see how that goes. May get into some of that as well. Additionally, I also would like to talk on this channel a lot about different collectibles, especially books, rare books. I have a nice collection of rare books, including 4 copies of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, because I'm a huge Harry Potter person. You can actually see behind me this printed painting of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I have these 4 copies. This one actually is the 20th print of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I have a 4th print, a 20th print, a 17th print, and a 28th print, I believe. I've also got a couple other Harry Potter books. So I've got the first print of the American edition of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets as well. So I've got a nice collection, as well as a bunch of other stuff that I'm going to actually be bringing out to talk about, show why it's worth what it is, and just satisfy anybody's nerdy inclination towards books, which I absolutely love. The other thing too is, other than just being somebody who likes to collect rare books, I actually really like to write. I actually currently have a book that is published on Amazon. It's called The Atlas Theory, Finding Safe Haven. It's the first book that I've ever published. I'm currently very slowly working on a couple of other book projects that I will at times probably talk about on this channel without giving away too much. But if you are interested in the Atlas Theory, you can find the link in the banner of the YouTube channel, and you can also find it in the description below this video. So please check that out. I think the hard copy is or the paperback copy is about $10.99. All right, so the next part of this video is actually going to be dedicated towards building the PC that I have currently ordered all the parts for, and I'm just currently waiting for them to come in. The first part showed up today, which is why I decided to make this first video now, so that I'm gonna go over each part as it comes in to show you how this PC is going to be built. I'm actually super excited because I've never done this before, and so you're gonna go on this journey with me. And so I've done a lot of research into what I want, what I don't want, what's going to work best for me and my budget. And so I'm gonna go over that next. The part that came in today is actually the motherboard, which is one of the main components. It's the B660 Aorus Master DDR4 gaming motherboard. It's kind of a middle of the road motherboard, but it can actually handle quite a lot with an Intel 5, with an i5 processor, which is what I'm gonna be putting on this thing. So I'm gonna pull that out and we're just going to take a look at it. And I've actually already opened it because I just couldn't help myself. But I wanted to make sure it was actually in the box. But we're actually going to open it up, look at it, and see what we've got. All right, so we're gonna open the box now. One thing I was really surprised about this was actually how heavy it was. It was actually, it's quite bulky and pretty heavy. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out here. It's in the plastic, so I'm gonna try to lift this out carefully. So let's see here if I can get it. Oh, okay, there we go. Not pretty, but it happened. All right, there's some other pieces in the box that we'll look at here in a second, but this is the main bit. I'm gonna pull it out of the plastic. All right, I'm gonna put it out here so you can see it. All right, so this is the motherboard. This gets attached to the inside of the PC. I'm gonna move this mic over here to get it out of the way. But this gets attached on the inside of the PC case, and it's where your GPU, which goes right here, your GPU, which goes right here up top, and then your RAM, sticks of RAM that go over here, and then you've got your SSD card, which will get lined up right down in this area, as well as your cooling fan that'll get placed right on top of your GPU right here. I think I just thought of all the parts that are going to go onto this thing, but if I forgot, feel free to remind me. So this board is actually really cool. It's got several heat sinks that are going to help keep the temperature down. That's what these reinforced panels are. Just adds to the ventilation of the device. And again, like, it's kind of interesting because I'm not an expert on these things, but all the research that I did show that this is great for just like mid-level gaming. As long as you're not going to like go into overdrive or anything like that, it can handle a lot. You can look over here, and this is actually where you've got your Wi-Fi right here, the Wi-Fi connectors. You can connect to Wi-Fi with this; it's built into it. And then you've got several connections here, including USB and HDMI that go along here, as well as some visual and audio connectors in here. So this actually gives you quite a lot of options for this. I'm actually kind of wondering, and I'm not even 100% sure, but there's actually these little lithium batteries right down here, which I'm kind of wondering if there is some RGB in this motherboard that's powering. I'm not sure yet. It'll take us getting the power supply and getting that to power this on, and then we'll finally see if there's any lighting on here. I'm not sure if there is or not, but I'm super excited. It's really cool. The biggest thing here is going to be, I'm actually a little bit, I'm not concerned, but I'm kind of curious as to how well this is actually going to fit into the case I bought, because this motherboard seems actually quite large. So this is going to have to fit into the case with the fans, as well as the power supply, the cooling fans, a few other fans that I bought to help with the cooling process, and the graphics card. This particular motherboard cost me $179 to purchase, which you can pay more for motherboards, you can pay slightly less for motherboards. I decided to go for one that was not super cheap just because I want it to work well and I want it to last and I want it to be able to handle a decent amount. Considering I'm not super experienced with this, I just wanted to make sure that I got something that was going to be very functional and was not going to let me down. I wanted to make sure that it had good reviews and all of that. So kind of a curious thing with this is, and we'll go over this too when I put it together, but to put in the GPU, you lift up this little guy right here to put in the processor, and you actually lift this guy up. And what's actually kind of cool about this is that the GPU goes right on here on these little needles, and then you close this over it, press it down to hold it in, and then you actually put the end up putting the cooler right on top, the cooling fan. I didn't get a super expensive cooling fan. I got several just to help me with it, and then I also got two 16 gigabyte strips of RAM, which is quite a bit. It was recommended to me that I get something that's not too small, just especially if I'm new to it and not totally aware 100% of how much I'll need. But basically what you do is you flip these guys out, you press the RAM in, and then they click back into place when you put them in. So this is going to be a really cool experience. I'm excited to see how this goes. It's going to be a new experience for me personally, but once this is up and going, I'm really excited to see what kind of cool games that we can run with this, and how well we can run and even stream games online, which this motherboard is supposed to be pretty good for at least basic streaming. So yeah, so this is the Aorus motherboard, and I'm very excited about that. Oh, and one last thing. Make sure if you're, and this is something I almost made a big mistake on when buying. If you're ever trying to purchase one of these things, make sure that unless you want to buy a Wi-Fi connection separately, make sure you buy a motherboard. Like, I spent a little bit of extra money for multiple reasons, but also just because I wanted to make sure I had a Wi-Fi connection. So I wanted to make sure I was able to, so I didn't have to spend extra money and attach a Wi-Fi connection. So now that we've kind of gone over this bit, I'm going to pull out the rest of the components, which there are some extra components in here that I'm going to be kind of learning what they are with you guys as I put this thing together. Because again, I'm not super experienced with this. We're kind of learning on the fly together through, you know, the instruction manual, as well as other YouTube channels that show you how to build these PCs. So there's a bunch of like little bits in here. The most important is going to be this is the Wi-Fi antenna. So this will attach right here to these two guys, and it'll actually stick out the back of the case when it arrives and when we get that put together. So that's that. And then we've got several other pieces. So I'm gonna actually pull out the manual here, and typically there's like a list of what's in the or what's in here, and we'll see if I can find it really quick. Otherwise I'm just going to move on. I'll look at this later. But there's several components to this, and they're all to plug into different parts and functions on this motherboard. But the first one is we've got some sort of cable here that's supposed to be attached in there. Again, like I totally understand. Like I am brand new to this, so I am learning a lot. This is a gigabyte connector right here. I have seen these to get attached to these motherboards before, so I have seen that be put on one of these things. We've also got like a little screw for something, and I'll need to read through the manual to see that. There's another screw right here. I'm sure these are for very specific things. Don't want to lose that. And another screw. And then on the other side here, we've got, I know there's at least one other thing. another type of connecting device. It's a gigabyte pin is what this is. So we'll definitely have to go through the manual and make sure we know what all those are before we go trying to install them. And then right here we've got, it looks like a sticker thing for the outside of the case, probably just a promo thing for them. But yeah, so I'm very excited for this. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this away for the moment. But if you have any questions about it or want to know where I got it, I did see other places selling this more expensive than where I bought it. And I did buy this on Amazon, so I did the evil thing and bought something through Amazon, but I did do that. It was $179. I actually saw this same motherboard going for about $220 on another website. So just be aware that the price can be up and down. So I'm really excited about this. So it's gonna be really, really fun once all the other components come in to start trying to piece this thing together and you know, try not to set anything on fire. You know. Well, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed opening that again for the second time today and getting to look at it. So thank you all for watching my first video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, this is the Captain's Channel.